I mean,
The JonTron, but not racist life.
yeah. I kind of it picked that up. I kind of want to keep it.
I have debates on that.
My whole thing is like I remember when
Yeah.
like I saw this video where they were like, "This is what JonTron said," and it's like this isn't racist, and I was like, "Dude, I just saw a neo-Nazi in a Vice interview say the same exact thing." It's a little creepy.
Listen,
I'm
I
listening.
think I think that JonTron, in the interview that made him look racist, got asked a fucking out of nowhere stupid question that you shouldn't, and it's unfair.
I think he's.
Obviously, no, he doesn't have handlers and speechwriters to be like, all right, here's how you diplomatically tiptoe around how to talk about black people.
I
I
think
mean, he
he's
says nigga in his
just.
videos a lot,
I
but
think he's just a little too ignorant and a little too proud to really like be sensitive about the issue. Because when and in retrospect, when he was like, "This is my point of view," it's like he made himself sound worse when he like was talking about what he had said. Like that's my whole thing. I'm not gonna keep this in because I don't want to talk political.
I feel like there's not like a good way to come back from that kind of media shitstorm.
I mean, he's doing just fine. He's still
It's
got millions
easier.
of viewers and shit. So
Yeah, I'd say he
Nah,
bounced
man,
back.
you gotta keep into politics.
It's just I don't
Yeah.
know.
Actually, you know what?
We live in a culture
Let's.
where
Oh,
it's
go ahead.
easier to be like it's easier to be George Takei or Kevin Spacey and bounce back from like multiple rape allegations than
Yeah.
it is to come back with something that could be misconstrued as being racist.
I stopped
Wait,
following
George-
George Takei because he got too cringy on Facebook. So after I heard that he was like a rapist, I was kind of just like, I
George
mean,
Takei's
it's
catching
believable.
heat too.
Yeah,
Jesus
dude.
Wait.
Christ.
He
No, no,
supposedly
no, no, no,
fondled
no.
someone.
Hold on.
He supposedly fondled some dude's balls and stuff.
I swear to God, everyone dies and
Okay,
everyone
but
died and
did anything ever come out of that other than just the allegations?
He
Because like
he started.
allegations are one thing. Everyone
Yeah.
can make an
Nothing ever
allegation.
comes
Yeah,
out of it.
yeah. Well, it's
Nothing
it's
ever
it's
comes
his
out of any of it,
response
like-
to it that like is what makes it seem so shady because he wasn't as simple as just like, oh no, this isn't. It's lies. He did that, and then he like went crazy and was like, it's the Russian hacking spam bots. They've gotten in my account and shit. And it's like, okay, George Takei. Starting.
I mean, I
to
saw
seem a
his
little
official
creepy.
response for it, and he's like, "I'm devastated." This like
Yeah,
last
yeah, yeah.
year,
That's
like,
what it should have just
like,
been.
What
But
the fuck?
But then he started talking about fucking Russian hacker bots, and it's like, whoa, man, maybe you need to chill out.
Maybe
Gosh,
maybe
I don't know,
Kevin
man.
Spacey made it okay by just going, I'm gay. You know, yeah, I rape little boys, but it's because I'm gay.
No, then shut the fuck
Now I'm
up.
gonna
Get
be a
out
gay
of
man.
here.
That's what Kevin Spacey did, and he's fine. He's not.
That
doing
yeah,
jail
that
time
pissed
or
me
anything.
off that that's what he did, and it's like, and then like everyone's, oh okay, yeah, it's like no.
Way to take the LGBT back like I don't know 100 years.
Yeah.
is all this being
So much for
recorded?
that.
Yes, no, this is the hot mics. Yeah, it's fucking. But that's what happened. That's what happened. He was. Some dude was like, yeah, when I was young, Kevin Spacey got up in my business, and he was like, yeah, I'm gay. I get off clean now, right? And it's like, what? No.
For like 2 days, they were like violent, pedophilic, sexual predator. And then he was like, yeah, but I like them. And then that was it. And that's all that came of it. Like, the fuck, you know, Louis C.K.'s career is ruined, and he owned it. He gave probably the most, I don't know, heartfelt, actual statement.
I wouldn't say he's
Where he
ruined.
owned it.
I have a
He was
feeling
like-
Louis C.K. is just going to go cold for a while. Like, all the companies are like, this guy is funny and makes money, but let's just chill on it. Let's just chill until, because like I said, or like you said, like you said, he did own up to it, and he was like, yes, it was something shitty, I shouldn't have done it, and blah, blah. He actually, swallowed his pride, and he confessed and apologized for it. So now I'm not saying he's, absolved of these crimes now.
Because it was like, no, absolutely, it's not an absolvation.
Exactly.
Or whatever the word is for that. But, there's also a difference between holding down a boy and fucking him and, like, masturbating in front of other comedians. I don't know. It's a weird line to draw. It's hard for everybody. Anyway,
No, it's a weird
welcome to
squiggle in
special-
the sand.
welcome-
It bends and bows.
Welcome to the special Christmas episode of Weabop. We're talking about celebrity sex scandal.
Oh my god.
Here with us tonight, we've got Louis Bishop, we've got Adam the Stick Fellow, myself, and our special recurring guest star,
Shane.
the
I mean, I don't know if you
Goku Crush Boy.
I don't know if you could call me recurring at this point because I've only shown up twice. But hello, everyone.
That is
Well, 6 of
reoccurring.
You are technically recurring.
You're like Brendan Fraser on Scrubs.
Yeah,
that's
Senor,
2 episodes.
Senor Viral crushed us.
It's
Oh,
viral. Thank you.
Man. Like,
Did I
isn't
say
that a
viral
Mega
or
Man thing?
viral?
Isn't that a Mega Man reference?
No, it's a fucking Gurren Lagann reference.
Oh,
fucking-
the other guy.
Fucking Viral, I love that
So it's
guy.
even double weeb.
Oh. Super weird.
Don't worry,
Who the hell do
you're-
you think we
you're-
are!
Dude, Gurren Lagann is in the new Super Robot Wars. I am so excited to import that.
He's been in
Is
Super
Gurren
Bowl.
Lagann going to be in the Smash Brothers?
No.
Oh.
But the cool thing about the Super Robot Wars games with all the ridiculous crossovers is the Chinese release, the China and Southeast Asia release has an English version, so you can just import it and it's ready to go.
That's cool.
It's fucking awesome.
Is it English or English?
English, like it's a pretty good translation. Like there is some
Like
weird grammatical
like
errors,
a
but
Chinese English dub?
no. Well, I mean, it has the Japanese voiceovers, but it is English like text.
Subbed
Yeah.
text.
Oh.
But it's playable, and the game is like a really good tactics RPG where you get to play as characters like fucking Domo from fucking G Gundam with fucking Amuro Ray on your team and shit.
Domon Kashu?
Yeah, dude, he was in
The king,
Shining Finger
the,
Domo?
the one
the
I
King
played.
of Hearts.
The one I played was Alpha Wars on the PS1, and it had, if I recall, it had all 5 of the main Gundam Wing pilots. It had Amuro, Char, had Camille, and Domo, and the Master dude.
Master Asia?
Yeah, Master Asia. Yeah, had those 2 characters from G
Forget
Gundam.
Master Asia.
That's fucking weird to me.
Dude,
Does
no, but
anybody
doesn't that
know-
same
It's
game?
just wild.
That same game had characters like fucking Giant or Getter Robo and stuff like that, and characters from Across and Guy Goganner or whatever it is. I don't know.
Gao Gaigar.
Yeah, Gao Gaigar. Yeah.
I
It ha-
only know of that because I had this fucking metalhead in one of my groups of friends that was like, yo, fucking big buff dude anime though. Also
I-
big robots.
Yeah, I watched one series of Gal Gaigar. It was like an OVA series, and it was
Mhm.
pretty sick, man.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. I've just seen the mech, like how his fucking arms are like a train and shit like that.
And I watched a Getorobo OVA series called Getorobo Armageddon, and shit, I can't remember half of what happens there, but god damn, it was cool.
Are you saying Ghetto Robo? Like,
No,
Ghetto
Getter,
Robo?
Getter or Geta, like Getter or AR, Robo.
Getter Robo?
Mhm.
I don't know how I feel about that. So, I have a fun question that I'd like to ask you guys this Christmas.
Okay.
You know, celebrity rates go. What are y'all's favorite TV Christmas specials? Everybody has
TV
them,
Christmas
but not
special?
everybody does them. Yeah, TV Christmas specials. Not everybody does them the same. You know, where you have there's the Charlie Brown Christmas versus like Christmas episodes versus like American Dad Christmas episodes, which are intentionally not Christmas. They work really well. What's one that you
American
hold near dear
Dads
to
is
your
pretty-
heart from your youth or from your adulthood? What's your favorite Christmas?
Okay.
All right, that's actually kind of hard for me because American Dad is like really good and like just like fucking what's the word? It just kind of like revels in itself.
It's self-aware and it has a lot of fun because of it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Fuck. I actually can't think of many aside from that. Like I can't think of like TV shows that I used to watch.
For me, one immediately comes to mind, and it's because
Oh,
me and
yeah, what is
Brittany we're gonna turn it into a Christmas tradition because of our diet. You know, we don't get to have the regular foods that you usually have at holidays, and
Vegan.
What are those?
yes, so we're gonna do Kanishmas from Chowder, and we're gonna have knishes.
Kanishmas.
Oh shit, I remember Kanishmas.
Yeah,
I
we-
remember chowder.
Potato knishes.
I love knishes. They're so fucking good. We're gonna get 2 big boxes of the pre-made ones because we're lazy as shit. We're gonna cook them up, and then we're gonna dip them in things like fucking mushroom gravy and mustard and shit because it's tasty in anything. My fat boy side is like, oh, knishes.
I'm a real fan of the Ed and Eddie Christmas episode.
Oh, the one that's like in summer.
Well, no, it was like Eddie. Was it Eddie? I feel like I want to say it's Eddie, but he like tries to go to like other people's houses to see if he can find if they're like having a better Christmas than he.
Oh, I
and
haven't
his
seen that
friends are.
one.
And like my favorite scene is when he goes to Rolf's house and Rolf is like having a holiday that's like not Christmas and he's doing this like freaking like folk song and it gets so freaking crazy near the middle of it where he's just talking about like like the folklore character in whatever fucking holiday Rolf's country has. Eshmayek, I think the character, I think the character's name was that he was talking about, but he was like talking about.
That's very racist
like,
of you,
murdering-
Adam. Just make
No.
fun of
Sounds like a
his
Rolf
culture
episode.
like that.
What
Listen,
culture?
He has an ambiguous culture. All we know is that his dad is a shepherd, and you cannot besmirch him.
Yeah.
You better not.
I love that show.
Yeah.
I love Ed
But-
and Eddie. Ed and Eddie's such a great cartoon. I know so many people think it's stupid, but
It's
like,
ugly as fuck, but it's ugly in all the right
it's
ways.
It's like the most cartoony cartoon since I don't know the Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
Like,
no, definitely. I agree with that.
It's
slapstick
it's got a very Klasky Kasepo look to it.
Yeah, that's why I was saying like how it's ugly. It's very Klasky
That's
Chupo.
Klasky Cupo. The S is silent. It's Arlene Kasky and Gaber Cupo.
Okay, you're gonna bust. Do you want me to get you your Fedora out? Should I dust it off and just slide it through the internet for you?
I mean, sure.
That's what you should
There's-
draw for this episode. Just you as that one ridiculous fedora wearing neckbeard meme. Because memes
Please
are
stop.
hot with the kids nowadays. Got to get with it. Got to get with the times.
Does anybody remember the one episode of Ed and Eddie
Nope.
where Double D like leads them to like discover like anomalies, and they pretty much like break the fourth wall every
Oh
step
yeah,
of the
yeah,
way.
and he like
pull
rips
out
off
Jimmy's
his
that's a
mouth
great
and stuff.
episode.
That
Yeah,
episode
the whole premise
definitely.
of that episode is that they wanted to learn, and then I don't know. I think the second they ripped Jimmy's outline off and he turned into color liquid
Yeah,
was when the fourth wall break started. That was a real trippy, fun episode. I love that.
that episode, in my opinion, is the one that like if you didn't really kind of get what the show, like the theme that the show was about, like that one kind of cemented it. Like this is what we're on about. This is the kind of cartoon you're watching. I feel like that's.
Okay.
What was that?
It's a
I was
cartoon
coughing.
about a cartoon about some kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You ever get into one of those unsubstantiated but undisprovable fan theories? You know, like in the vein of Angelica Pickles saying, where it's
those are
all
fucking
of the
stupid.
kids
I
from
hate
Ed,
all
Ed and Eddie.
those.
One of my favorite ones is it's all of the kids from Ed, and Eddie are in the cul-de-sac are actually dead, like they're in a purgatory, and they're all from different eras, and they all had very particularly era-specific ways that they died. And the Canker sisters are the Furies that torture all of them.
That is dumb.
That is very dumb.
It bears some looking into. Like Eddie's a depression baby, and that's why he's so obsessed with fleecing people for even the smallest amount of money he can. Or like Double D committed suicide, or Jimmy died of TB in the 50s. You know, a bunch of like, why? I love it. It's so stupid.
Isn't like the entire hinging thing on this is that like their like tongues are like weirdly colored, so it's like, oh, they're dead because like their tongue is blue or something like that.
I think
Isn't-
that was a portion of it. Yeah, they're like, you can tell that they're all dead, even though that they're incorporeal and in some form of afterlife. because just their mouths are decomposed. You could tell Eddie's got a big green tongue. That's not from Jawbreaker.
He doesn't get to eat many
Although
Jawbreakers.
I'm pretty sure Jawbreakers are just an allegory for like smoking weed. And like Kevin's got the aloof rich parents, so he's got a whole garage where he's got a stash of Jawbreakers, and Eddie just defined them.
Okay, so
hook up and everybody loves it.
That theory is almost as good as the one for Adventure Time where Finn is in a coma and it's all just the stories of his older brother telling him that while he's knocked out. That's a real good one. I really like that one.
For the most part, I find that those fan theories to be so dumb. It's like,
no, I know. I'm fucking
insane.
with you.
He was in a coma. Oh, whoa!
It was all a dream. He was playing a video game. I think the only like kind of theory like that would be neat at all for a show like Adventure Time would be if it was all that they were actually playing a role-playing game. Like the last episode, like they beat the Lich and he's just eliminated from all of existence or whatever, and then like you see like Finn and Jake as like older teens in high school, just like, whoa, Peebs, that was the greatest campaign ever. It's like, okay, that'd be kind of neat, but most of those theories are just fucking annoying. Because it's just like, and you could say that about anything. I could be like, yo, rocket power is about when the fucking auto rocket got a coma from doing a 900 and hitting his fucking soft spot on his head. And now he's just reliving all the memories of when he was shredding big time on the pier.
I miss Rocket Power.
Fuck that show.
Fuck you.
I don't know. Rocket Power was all right. I mean, it was definitely again one of those like ugly shows, but like
Yeah.
I legitimately enjoyed it, and it was one of the few things that got me to be able to like go outside and just have fun.
I just hated the fucking the secondary character. God, what was his name? The one that was always filming
Tito?
everything. Yeah, Tito. What a little shit. How he gave fucking Sam so much shit. It's like, you're supposed to be his friend, you fuck ass.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Tito was the old guy. Wait, are you talking about the filming one?
Yeah.
All right, there's Sam.
Whoa.
Fuck.
What was
God.
that?
Jesus Christ.
Someone just ripped ass into their microphone.
Christian?
It sounded like he got blown away by a tornado. Christian.
Well,
Hello.
Are you there?
Hello?
Well,
Yeah.
we'll have to edit this out. Later.
I had some minor technical difficulties. My apologies.
I'll have to I'm gonna have to find a fucking YouTube video for the technical difficulties now. Thank you.
you definitely
Makes me
sound
happy.
louder, but
Yeah.
It's like I am
So
filming
anyway.
in a wind tunnel, so I have to hold the mic real close.
I goofed up. My headset died on me. I thought it had more charge than it did.
Oh,
And then
that sucks. Sorry.
my
Okay.
my backup microphone was sitting right in front of a box fan.
Perfect.
So apologies.
No, you're good. You're
Yeah.
good, dude. I want to talk about something real quick because I saw a trailer that made me really excited the other day.
Could I get you to like just hold for just a quick
I'm
second?
holding.
Okay, so temporary answer for my favorite Christmas special is either the Fairly Odd Parents one, or the My Life as a Teenage Robot one, where like in the second one, she accidentally like ruins Christmas for everyone, and she like starts like terrorizing like the entire physical world
Jesus.
for people who try to celebrate Christmas.
oh jeez.
And in Fairly Odd Parents, like Timmy wishes it was Christmas forever, and then like fucking
Oh, I remember
magical
that
energy
one.
Yeah.
That was
And
the one with the
his
Easter
dad is
Bunny
just
and
drunk
the-
off nog.
Yeah, basically. They get snowed in like permanently. They have to live off coats, and it's like all fucked up. But for right now, that's my like official / temporary favorite Christmas special. But what were you gonna say, my dude? What were you gonna say, Bishop?
Did we go over everyone's favorites?
I mentioned Ed and Eddie. Christian. Wait, did Christian mention?
I may or may not have. What's important is that we're talking.
That is true, and I have something to talk about because I saw a trailer for a movie based on a book that I read, and I don't know if you guys saw it when I made the post, but I've never been so excited for a movie that is so blatantly inaccurate to the book. Ready Player One.
That movie looks
Oh my god,
whack,
dude.
That movie still looks kind of.
No, let me tell you. Okay,
as a
so
concept.
It looks
no.
whack.
Let me explain the setting, and it'll make a lot more sense. Okay.
And, like, not whack in a good way. Like, it looks like
I
there's
know,
too
that's
much
why I'm
going
gonna
on.
say I'm gonna explain it for a second, because within the setting, it makes a lot of sense. Basically, the Oasis, the way they pitch it in the game, the trailer does a poor job of showing it off. Because the Oasis is essentially like the future's internet / Matrix. Like, it is just a virtual reality, but it's almost like a whole new secondary plane. And the company that made it, it's not simply a game that they made and sold. It's like, because it's this alternate world, they sold companies planets within it. So it's like Blizzard owns planets. That's why you see Overwatch in it and Iron Giant and stuff. And it's all about just like this ridiculous kind of Wild West approach to an MMO where the companies can just make quests and worlds and stuff, and within this gigantic, ever-expanding, ever-changing MMO environment.
Getting a Summer Wars vibe from this.
Yeah, no, it's very much like Summer Wars, except there's also like stats and item drops from the different planets. Like one of the mechanics in the Oasis is some worlds are magic, some are tech, some are non-magic and non-tech, and then others are called chaos or dual, where they can be both. So it's like one of the things in the setting is they go to a PvP area where it's where one of the characters is like having a party, and all the main characters go to it, and they're all like in badass cars. Like the main character has this tricked out DeLorean that has tons of 80s like memorabilia and shit all over it because he's super into the 80s, because the guy that hid the Easter egg was into the 80s. So he has like I said, he's got the DeLorean. It's got like the Ghostbuster symbol and shit on it, and then he gets out and he's like wearing like fucking Marty McFly's self-lacing shoes, and he uses a shrink spell on his car to like minimize it to put in his pocket.
Jesus.
Like it's just like I said, it's just this crazy open kind of setting. So it's like when you realize how it works within like an actual economic setting, like it's feasible. Like it's like this is believable. I could see companies doing this. Because, you know, if a game company is like, we don't have to, they sell Oasis access for 25 cents, and it's because all of their money is from just selling property and resources within the setting.
I feel like critics are gonna shit all over this movie.
I have a feeling they will too, but here's the thing, like, the book, the main character is easily the worst aspect of the book. The setting is really cool, like both the Oasis, the digital realm, and the real world. The real world, it's like the apocalypse has happened. Like, he's already mentioned that plants have been blown off the face of the earth with like mushroom clouds and shit like that. And the housing crisis, energy crisis, every fucking crisis you can imagine is happening all at once. Like, it's gotten so bad that the place that the main character lives in, they're referred to as the stacks, because they just take mobile homes and stack them and then put like a shitty girder frame around it to keep it from falling.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I have seen the trailer for this, and I thought
Yeah.
it was really stupid.
Yeah,
It was before Star Wars.
It definitely makes, like I said, everyone's going to see all the shit like, oh, Tracer and an Iron Giant, and it's going to be like, that's fucking stupid. It's like, but within the setting, it makes a lot of sense. And the funny thing is, a lot of the references that they're showing are ones that they made note of in the books. Like, in the book, they mention that the characters can get the Iron Giant and the Gundam, but instead they get these more obscure, more like weird character picks, like the fucking mech from the Kamen Rider style Spider-Man show, the Leopardamon or whatever it is. The fucking, I don't know why Spider-Man is a leopard themed giant robot. It's fucking stupid. God damn it, Japan. But like, they made all these references, and like I said, it's very fun once you just, the Oasis is like the internet, you know? It's like, it just all exists together, and it's fun and interesting, and you just gotta like roll with it. Because the thing is, a lot of the changes that they're making are ones I think are going to make the main character a lot less of a shitty, obnoxious, whiny fuck. He's like obnoxious, stalker, nice guy.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's an entire like half of a chapter where the girl he thinks he's dating tells him is like, we were never dating. This isn't me breaking up with you. We have to get back to trying to find this Easter egg thing because we're in competition. Bye-bye. And he's like, I sent her packages. I stood outside her house, her castle, playing the radio like in that one movie.
Oh God, like in that one movie.
Say anything or whatever it is. Fucking, like, goddamn. When I read that in the book, I was like, fucking shut up. Shut up and get over it. And the whole thing is like partway into the storyline, he's like, I don't want to find the Easter egg for the immense fortune and the ownership of the Oasis anymore. I want to do it to get Artemis back. And it's like, fucking shut the fuck up, you little shit. I hope she doesn't take you back.
Nice guys suck.
that whole trope.
I'll just see myself out then, I guess.
No, like if you're like one of those guys where it's like, why don't the girls like me? They should throw the pussy my way. Then it's like, shut the fuck up and just die.
All of the girls in my class only like those meatheads that only want one thing, and they're total jerks. I don't care about them. Like, shut up, right?
The only reason I'm useful to my classmates and the only way I get to interact with them is by providing them with cheat codes for Madden.
What the fuck?
Sunday
True
film,
story,
girl chan, we'll see.
Like the first month I moved somewhere, like that was how I tried to make friends before I said, you know what, fuck it, there's more to me aside from this. Hang out with me.
I'm more than just cheat codes, man. I'm more than just a piece of meat you can read and find out how to get infinite ammo.
I don't know. I was like the
man.
king of the king of lunchtime at high school because I just had all the cool shit.
I never had cool shit in high school, but
you had a guitar.
I feel like
you were the guy that played the guitar.
I feel like I had a lot of phases. I was cartoon guy. I was drawing guy. I was theater guy.
You were the guy that could do Stewie's voice.
No, I didn't mean like I had all the cool shit. I meant I just had all the cool shit during lunch.
No, I got you. We were just making jokes.
Okay.
Do you remember the Smash Mouth version of myself that went to high school with us?
I remember one version of you back in the day, and that was during Pokemon Weekend years ago.
Pokemon Weekends, I remember those.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Oh boy.
Bishop. He was like if Jack
Travis?
Black was the lead singer of Smash Mouth. Yeah, that was his name, Travis something.
Yeah. He's a nice guy though. Like when we first met him and stuff, he was kind of a dickhead. But that's all. We were also dickheads. Like. So
yeah, teenagers are dickheads.
Yeah, we were just shitty. Like that's one thing that's how you know that you've become a better person. If you look at yourself in high school and you're like, man, I fucking sucked. And then chances are you've grown.
I read a quote somewhere once a while ago that made me it quelled a lot of my social anxieties. Where it was like, listen, if you're not embarrassed of the person who you were yesterday, then you haven't grown as a person. And I was like, oh. Because it's becoming a social media trope in this age of boys and girls on the internet talking about mental illness.
Yeah,
where it's become something people know about. That some people just lay in bed for hours thinking about, like, I can't believe I said that to my uncle when I was 6 years old. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I have that shit all the fucking time.
Yeah, and it's like, well, you're embarrassed of that because you have the perspective now. That you were childish then, so don't even sweat it, baby. It's all good.
Sometimes I love my memory, like my memory sometimes, and I also hate it. Like I remember like a lot of stuff, like way back in the day that like some people was like, how do you remember all this shit? Like it's practically eidetic, but anywho, that comes as a double-edged sword because I remember all of the stupid shit I used to say as a kid, and all the just dumb shit I did as a kid.
I just want to like go back in time and like bully myself, and then like have me be like, "But why are you bullying me? You're me," and be like, "'Cause I'm trying to tell you to not be like that.
I kind of just want to scream at myself. I just kind of want to scream at myself and say, "Stop being a fucking weird."
Yeah, everyone has those moments.
If I don't know. It's tough to say because there's not a lot that I would go back and change because I like where I'm at now.
I've got a lot of things I would change in high school. Oh,
but if I could, like, in a perfect bubble without ruining the entire time stream, just go back and like grab myself by the head and shake it a little bit.
Yeah.
Be like, stop being you for like a week.
Oh, dude, man.
I would.
I mean, in all honesty, most of the friends I really liked in high school, I met my first 2 years there. So if anything, I would like to go back and like tell myself, drop out, get your GED, go to a trade school for computer science. There you go, kiddo. You'll be set. Because now it's like my New Year's resolution is to actually like crack down on making the game thing. Like I got the book on Unity. I have Unity installed on my computer. If I make something just a proof of concept and just use free assets or ripped assets from other games and like not sell it, just, show, hey, this is what the game concepts I have. Maybe get some people that are like-minded to get with me and work on something.
You could always make an epic Kickstarter.
Yeah, I don't want to do Kickstarter. If I were to ask for money for anything, I would want to do a Patreon. Just because I like the idea of when I made something and it was like done, I would love to release it for free. So the idea of people being able to support me instead of having to buy the product makes me happy. Like I would do a Patreon, like the tiers would just be like merch stuff where it's like if you paid $30, I would send you like a shirt that would usually be $20 because I got to get some money somehow. That kind of thing. Because it's like nowadays, because I remember on the Boku boards, we were a while ago, everyone was discussing loot boxes, and I was the one that was like, well, Overwatch hasn't charged me for DLC, and I remember Austin was like, has it? And it was just like, well, I mean, I bought a 5-pack of loot chests, but that was also back when the game was like doing a ton of new shit with an update instead of it just being like, hey, we brought back last year's mode with a new stage.
I can't say that.
I've only given them $5 after the initial release, and I'll tell you what, if they start bringing back the quality of the old content instead of just being purely chess, like granted the May Yeti Hunter mode that they have right now is really fun, but at the same time it's like it's not really there's no way it was that hard for them to make the mode, to be honest. It's the character.
Fun, though.
Yeah, no, it is fun, but the characters have like not really been changed. Everything feels like it could have been done with in-game sliders, except for the picking up of the meat, which is just altering. They just put in essentially capture nodes and altered their game logic.
You know what's low-key the best Blizzard game?
Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. Free content, constant updates.
Well, I apologize for that bark in the background, by the
way.
You're a bark.
I love Heroes.
In all honesty, I still think that the best Blizzard game is StarCraft Brood War. Not just because of, online versus so good, but like the campaign was great, the use map settings modes were a lot of fun, the community and how much it made for the game using use map settings and shit, like fucking, that was my jam. That was a huge portion of my childhood. I sucked at the game, but I just played fun, like, custom modes that people made.
I never did play StarCraft ever. I watched a ton of my stepbrother play StarCraft.
Dude, you should really play it. Like, it's so good. The storyline is so well done.
Like, I've watched enough of
my... I was gonna say I was in the middle of playing StarCraft 2 with a friend of mine who's going to be going to MagFest with me, and I'm really liking it so far. It's like cowboy sci-fi, which I haven't seen in a while, not since like Firefly and Serenity.
Well, the big thing that pisses me off about StarCraft is they were going to make it a multi-genre property. Like they were going to do they were going to do a shooting game for it based on the ghosts. It was StarCraft Nova, or no, it was just StarCraft Ghost. The character was Nova, and it was essentially going to be like Metal Gear Solid, but with a very like open world kind of thing, to where like it would be like, here's the base, go in, infiltrate, get the data, get out, and you'd be able to approach the bases from different ways. And they had AI that had very interesting like triggers and stuff. Like they would notice things changing within the environment. Like if there was a water drip in an area, if you blocked it and the water drip stopped, they would notice it and like look up. Like they had a bunch of small things like that. Like if you were in an air duct, it would, change the heat of a room or something, so they would make them suspicious. So there was like,
That sounds a little too dynamic to be practical.
I have a feeling that was probably part of like the issue, but at the same time, it's a bunch of like scripted triggers. Like if you have these guards that are only going to be in this one area, you can make it to where when they go through this area, it triggers this, part of the in-game logic.
Yeah. So it would have been, I don't know, it would have been cool to see, because I like the universe and I like the story, but I cannot physically play it. I've tried. It doesn't make sense to me. And my big Snicker bar fingers and
What,
my
Metal
slow
Gear?
brain. No, StarCraft.
Oh, yeah. StarCraft, I just like the campaign, in all honesty. The campaign is really fun and interesting. It's not that hard. They don't expect you to be able to play like high-level competitive style for the campaign, especially a normal. So I highly recommend just giving it a shot, just because of like they have a lot of different fun little bits in it. Like you'll do a mission where something will happen. It'll be like, oh, we have these Zerg eggs, we should destroy them. And then, that's one of your Marines telling you that. And then your scientist is like, no, if we can get them back to the base, we can learn more about the Zergs. And then it'll tell you, if you go with this guy, you'll get this special decrease in Marine prices because you made the Marines happy. But if you do it for the scientist, she'll do anti-Zerg carapace rounds for your Marines, making them deal more damage to ground units for Zergs and shit like that. So it was just like, it was a really fun spin on it.
It's beginning to look a lot like StarCraft.
StarCraft is definitely a series that I think would be great to have a mini series, like have like a cartoon series, like Overwatch. Overwatch should have a cartoon series.
Yeah, Overwatch should have a cartoon series.
What happened with that? I feel like there was going to be a TV show or a movie.
They were in talks with someone, supposedly. I think it was Netflix. Like they openly stated, we are not opposed to the idea, and then someone from one of the streaming services was like, we'll talk, and then nothing ever happened, or at least nothing to the public ever happened.
So for all we know, it could be in development right now. Then
yeah,
I guess I could go for an Overwatch movie. Like, there's so much they can do.
I would rather it be a miniseries, because I would like it to be like them going on missions and badass shit happening.
That'd work too. That'd work too.
I'm gonna
Plus,
mock
they have
you.
a lot of like world and lore stuff that like would need a little bit of time to like flesh out properly to like new people who haven't played the game.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
if anything, introduce characters that aren't even in the game and have them be like, important. That would be awesome.
Yeah, like the Russian trick, like the Russian chick that Sombra is currently blackmailing.
Yeah, have something about her, or that robot with the bunny ears that's been hanging out with Zarya. Does no one know about that?
no.
Oh yeah, in the comics, she like has an informant or something like that. That's an Omnic, and it's like something's going on with that. I need to actually read it, but I know that people are like, this is what's going to redeem Zarya, so she won't be a shitty person anymore, so it will be justified in liking her. Yay!
Isn't there like the evil like gorilla that's like Winston's nemesis or something?
They haven't said it's gorilla. It might be a different type of primate.
Okay.
It could be a gorilla.
I don't want to be a gorilla. I want to be something else.
like the Kovu to Winston Caesar.
Make it a chimp.
No, I want a big white gorilla with a giant throbbing.
You would
human
want
brain
another white
coming out.
person, wouldn't you?
All right. Look here. Let's get away from Ultra Humanite for a second, Christian. I
You
already
put me on
talked
him
about
last episode, and now I just think he's the coolest because
Oh my god.
he's preposterous in his design. He's great.
Hello, children. Sit closer, and I'll tell you a story.
And he farts.
God, I still have much fondness of that scene in Justice League where he just gives the kids a duck that tells Christmas stories. I love it.
What if he had given him a ray gun and the kids like just melt each other on accident?
Well, he sat the
pretty
toy
epic.
down and Flash was like, it's not gonna blow up, is it? And like Ultra Humanite's like, oh, for Pete's sake, I'm not that cruel.
It's like, and then he just breaks the Flash's arm and murders someone in front of him.
Well, that's the thing about Ultra
Christ.
Humanite.
Dude, that's the thing about DC. DC and Marvel both have this issue where they'll have a character go from like 0 to 100 like real quick sometimes. Like randomly someone just gets murdered.
Well, like here's the thing about Ultra Humanite. Like he is a criminal, but he isn't a like psychopathic like loves to murder.
But who knows?
people.
He could be the trigger for a new event where someone controls his mind, has him rip out a child's esophagus or something.
Okay,
Holy
I don't
fuck!
he's
I don't actually know anything about him or what motivates him at all. So
Yeah,
Can you-
I know
can I-
nothing about him. I just remember
can I get
seeing the
a brief
gruesomeness.
history with Foot of a Ferret on
um
Ultra Humanite. Time
it's
for a brief history of the Ultra Humanite. Back in 1973.
Dude, I like Foot of a Ferret. He's awesome.
like he's okay. So he's very it's very hazy to me, but he used to be I think he used to be a test ape that got like really smart, and he's just like a mad scientist like Mr. Freeze, like just trying different stuff that's a little bit off the moral compass.
Why isn't he an alternate skin for Gorilla Grodd in Injustice?
Because Gorilla
he's not a
Grodd
gorilla, he's
is
an Ultra Humanite.
well, Gorilla Grodd is quadrupedal, and Ultra Humanite is almost always bipedal.
Mmm.
Like he stands on nothing but two legs. He's practically just this big ripped like human. Like they're Ultra Humanite and Gorilla Grodd are like really different.
They seem similar in their the way they articulate and carry themselves, but yeah, Gorilla Grodd is a straight gorilla. Like he don't wear no clothes. Sometimes he wears a helmet, like a mind control helmet because that's his thing.
Yeah.
But he's a gorilla. He beats on his chest and shit. But anything I've ever seen of the Ultra Humanite is he's like an ultra intelligent Sasquatch.
Hey, real quick, who's the good guy from DC that's like a gargoyle looking dude and he like has occult powers? He's like kind of buff, wears like a magenta jumpsuit looking thing.
Oh, that's the
Etrigan the demon.
Yeah.
Etrigan.
That guy's cool.
Yep, he
The
speaks
demon
only
Etrigan
in
is really
rhymes.
cool. He doesn't have to speak only in rhymes. He prefers to.
That's so weird.
They just had I guess they didn't just have, but in the DC cartoon universe movie, whatever, they had a Justice League Black movie drop in the last couple of years that's about John Constantine and Swamp Thing, and Jason Blood and Etrigan show up in that.
That's
and
cool.
He's just fantastic.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite ones of all of those movies.
I'm glad to
Definitely
hear
worth
that
checking
because
out.
fucking Constantine is a great character.
Oh yeah, and they don't pull any punches like he's a chain smoking alcoholic in it because they don't really give a shit about kids seeing those movies.
Yeah.
Etrigan has a quote that I really love in that movie, where it's like, "So Constantine calls me once more, just like agreed he wanted whore." It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
he
Well,
talks-
actually, he didn't finish saying whore. Like it was implied he was about ready to say it, but like Constantine was just like, "Will you just do your fire? Just do it."
Just fucking
That
do
was
your
a-
job. Do your
That
job.
was a super rad movie. There's of course the obligatory Batman's a badass because Justice League Dark in lore is the magic section of the Justice League that's headed by Batman. So
Yeah.
of course he's the main IP character that has to cross over and introduce all of them, and he's in the whole movie solving a mystery. And there's
Yeah.
like actual angels of death that walk up, and he can't see them, but it like stands in front of him and is sizing them, and he just stares into empty space and scares the angel of death away. And he's like, oh, Batman, Batman's so cold, and I was like, come on, man. I was rolling
Yeah,
my eyes at it.
Batman's definitely like in there a lot, but the three main characters of focus are Jason Blood / Etrigan, Constantine, and Zatanna.
Zatanna plays a really big part in that movie. I wish Swamp Thing was in it more, honestly, because Swamp Thing is great. But
Yeah,
what are you
Swamp
gonna
Thing
do?
only shows up for like one big fight scene and then dies. Does he die?
They pull the corpse of that guy out of him, and it kind of makes him fall apart. He doesn't like you can't beat Swamp Thing,
Okay.
but he lost because the big bad was like, "Oh, there's a meat core inside of you, but if I pull that out, something cool will happen." And all of his vines fall on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I always hear like all these cool stories about fucking like DC and Marvel, and like they always seem like the thing to like be into a lot of the time. But like I hear stuff like this, and I'm just like, man, you guys had to read like 500 fucking volumes to get this much information.
Not always.
no.
Like I would tell you the best thing to do is listen to people talk about the different characters, like the heroes and villains. Find out which ones you think are interesting, and then just find like one or two good trade paperbacks. Like just look up the character and be like best trade paperback or best graphic novel and the character's name, and just find like just those, because that's like how I started learning about who was it Sentry for Marvel, because he was in so many like fucking offshoot events and weird shit.
And I actually didn't read
Sentry's one of those
much.
ones that's so powerful they don't use them.
Yeah. And when they
And
do
I
use them, they always fuck around with them. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I actually didn't read much comics, let alone any.
Hey, you watched a lot of the cartoons.
Well, growing up as a Cartoon Network boy, there you would find yourself watching a lot of DC animated shows,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
Justice League Unlimited, Batman the animated series, Batman Beyond, a lot of those stuff. Teen Titans.
Teen Titans
Yeah.
is pretty good.
I like
Yeah.
that
I
show.
mean, that's what got me into it, and I don't consistently buy and read comic books nowadays, but you just have to find your entry point, and then as long as you have, it's as long as you give a shit about it, nobody's actually going to harp on you for like getting someone's secret identity wrong.
Teen Titans was a very good entry point because it's so different from.
Oh, another good way to get into comics real quick though is if you have check your neighborhoods and stuff, because a lot of times there'll be what's the term for, I think it's annual, no, annual is once a year. What's the term for, is it seasonal where it's 4 in a year?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 4 times a year.
Okay, well, a lot of towns have seasonal comic and toy conventions, sometimes known as like not hot sale. It's like essentially a giant like garage sale where like people just buy a table in like a giant room of a hotel, and it's like just the dealer's room at a convention. Like there's no panels or anything; it's just the dealer's room.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go in, and like a lot of the places, they'll have like huge bins, and they'll just say nick and dent $5. And if you're okay with the spine just being a little roughed up, you can get some really good like graphic novels for dirt cheap. That's how I got my Marvel Zombies.
Or alternatively, there's another way you can get into comic books, which is that Marvel and DC both have online comic book reading resources now.
Mm-hmm.
You pay like, I think it's $8 or $12 a month, and you get access to the entire catalog as far back as comic books go.
Yeah, and it's
so
on
you
smart
can
devices
jump
and
in-
stuff too.
Yeah, you can jump in anywhere and read whatever, which is cool for, Marvel, because there's that big 18-year chunk of it just being trash.
Mhm.
Like 89 to 2007, they were just garbage. It was just bad. And then Civil War brought them back.
Civil
into the
War was
forefront.
really fucking good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was
cool.
garbage. It was just like they would always introduce a new series, and the new series was like super hot, and then they would just fuck itself. So it was like they just had like flash in a pan throughout multiple years.
I think the best way to track the vitality of Marvel in the last 20 or 30 years is to see how they're doing with Spider-Man, because like Spider-Man contrivances are indicative of the failures of the entire brand. There's a story that happens where like these kids show up and it turns out that they're like the illegitimate children of Norman Osborn and Gwen Stacy or something, and you find out that that was a whole thing before he killed her back in the whatever decade it was. Or Spider-Man gets found by a wizardess who turns him into a giant spider, who then is killed, and then he births himself again out of the giant spider body.
Or Doc Ock switches brains with him and rapes Mary Jane.
This is why I don't.
Spectacular Spider-Man or Superior Spider-Man was actually, he ended up being really cool, but it was not a great start. But Doc Ock as Spider-Man in Spider-Man's body was fucking rad. And he faded away then.
This is why video games and movies are all I know of Marvel.
My whole thing with Marvel was like, it's like I said, they have this weird flash in a pan kind of thing going on where it's like they'll release a new series, the first volume or two, it's like, wow, this is fucking great, and then it's like instead of ending it, they're like, okay, it's a new ongoing. Where do we go from here? We don't fucking know. We thought we only got one GN. Now we got two. Now we got three. We don't know what the fuck to do with this. This is supposed to be ended.
There also wasn't too many popular or like very like engrossed or involved animated series growing up back in the day. At least none that I looked hard at.
I don't know. I wouldn't agree with that. It's just the issue with it is that they were on like all completely different networks. Like, because there was an Iron Man show that was pretty good. There was the Spider-Man show, the X-Men show.
There was a Hulk show.
The Hulk show wasn't bad, but it was on the same network that got Iron Man.
If you put a gun to the head of any millennial and you're like, what's your favorite 90s Marvel show?
It's either X-Men or Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll to a point where they'll probably be like, "What do you mean? It's either X-Men or Spider-Man."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, so many people didn't know about the other ones because they were like in weird time blocks on cable stations. Like, I remember I saw them.
And their production. If you go back and watch them now, their production quality wasn't.
Oh yeah, like Iron Man actually got a lot of the story points right from what I had heard, but the animation was fucking ass. And the only reason I saw
Iron Man in particular looked like a G.I. Joe cartoon.
Yes, it did. And it looked like when they tried to do the weird redesigns for G.I. Joe, where everyone had their special gimmick armor and shit, like in the 90s. Oh my god, yeah, because it was just super bulky, like I don't have a neck, my shoulders are my head kind of thing.
There was one Spider-Man show. I can't remember where it aired on. It was the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Is it the one with Drake Bell?
Was Drake Bell in that?
He was in one of them. He was in the one that had Young Nova.
Spectacular Spider-Man was the one that looked most like a
Drake Bell
cartoon.
Yeah, no, it had a very weird like design on the characters and everything. Like everyone looked kind of weird, but it was still
wait a second. No one clarified. Is it who are the other characters? That's how you know which Spider-Man it is. Did he have Young Nova on his team?
No.
Okay.
No.
Was it CG?
No.
It looked like Jackie Chan Adventures.
Wait. Yeah, that one.
It was an adaptation where he's actually in high school, and I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about. And actually, it's Gwen Stacy and shit in it.
Crispin Freeman voices Electro, and he's fantastic.
It had kind of a cringy theme song. It was a good show, though. I really liked it.
The writer of that went on to work on one that, had the Drake Bell from Drake and Josh.
There's a Spider-Man cartoon with Drake Bell in it, though.
Yes, there is. Let me look it up.
To Drake Bell from Drake and Josh.
Yes. Yep. Spider-Man, Drake Bell. Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh wait, no.
Oh god.
Does everything have a laugh track every time he says a one-liner?
He actually didn't do too bad. Where is it? Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, and then he was also in Avengers Assemble TV series, and he also guested an episode of Agents of Smash.
Oh god, Hulk and the Agents of Smash.
Agents of Smash Brothers.
Oh, it's so dumb.
How about Superhero Squad?
Dude, that show, that show is next level. It's so good.
I know my dad's actually
Oh
I
my
recall my
God.
dad really likes it.
It's
but like,
so funny. Like I was so blown away. It's like self-aware. It's like the writers are just making fun of Marvel the entire time.
yeah, no, it's people seem to like it for that, but anytime I watch it, it's just like cringy and mean spirited. I don't know.
I haven't seen any that are really.
The fact that it centers around Doom, MODOK, and Abomination first and foremost.
Yeah.
And you've got fucking just fucking Steve Bloom in there phoning in a Wolverine performance.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cringy at times, but then there are moments where like I can't remember
But then
what it
I'm
is.
I'm also one of those horrible edgy snowflakes who's willing to say, yeah, Teen Titans hasn't aged that well either.
I agree. Its animation hasn't, but its story is on point for a
The
kid
story
show.
is
For a
good.
kid show,
But the story's good, but it's not serialized enough to excuse the cringy, Cooley inspired.
yeah,
American
no. When they
anime
do the
aesthetic.
ridiculous anime heads and stuff, it does get obnoxious.
Why am I the only one that doesn't hate that?
Anything about tofu?
It's just because they go too far with it. Like if it was every now and then, or if it was well animated, but
Like Cyborg singing the fucking theme song and his head expands to 3 times of the car size.
yeah,
Like, maybe don't.
yeah.
Yeah, that was Cartoon Network's weird weeaboo phase, though, because remember they had the Hi Puffy Amiyumi as well,
Oh lord.
where they just were like, who are the girls that sing this theme song? Are they cute, Jeff? All right, let's make a cartoon about them.
Yeah.
Oh lord.
Didn't they get their own
Have
cartoon?
Tara Strong.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah, they made their
that's
own
what
show.
He's talking about. Yeah. I remember it actually being mildly enjoyable.
You're mildly enjoyable.
It wasn't
Probably
bad. It
because
was
it
still
was-
like
probably because it was
basic bitch
2005
weeaboo
and-
trash, though.
Yeah, it was 2005 and we were weebs and it was cute and funny. You look back at now and you're like, this is a really cheaply animated piece of shit Flash cartoon with absolutely nothing substantive to back it up.
You
Wow.
know what's the
No wonder
best?
it only ran for 2 seasons.
You know what's the best piece of shit Flash cartoon with nothing substantial to back it up?
Lucha Lucha?
No, that's like the worst. I was gonna say Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I don't like
love
Lucha Lucha.
Aqua Teen's like super bad. Like
It's
I would
so
watch
good
it just
that it's
because
bad.
like I didn't want to miss
So bad
shows
it's
that
good.
showed up after it.
Oh, dude, I know. I
Aqua
love that
Teen-
show. It's so fucking brilliantly moronic. Oh, it's so
Aqua Teen in
good.
hindsight is it's just a fucking disaster and I love it.
It is. It's like so,
It's like the whole team really resented Cartoon Network for making them make the show for as long as they did.
Oh no,
like,
dude!
you
The
know-
two
you know how
creators
South
said they would
Park-
do it till the end of time.
I don't know. It's just it has that vibe where the deeper you get in the show, the more they actively attempt to not give a shit about it.
That's the
Like,
beauty of it. It's like
Like with the writing and it was just fucking
the
preposterous.
writing. No, dude, the final seasons were fucking amazing. They were so good.
it
Aqua
finally
TV
over?
show and oh god, Aqua something you know whatever.
The segments I always end up going back to are the Dr. Weird ones. I just
Oh yeah, those
can't
were great.
get enough of those.
My ass has
You guys
finally
remember that
decided to
movie?
eat my hand. It hungers for more.
I can't believe they had a feature-length film about Aqua Teen Hunger
It's
Force.
so good. It's so good.
I honestly don't even remember what it was about.
Oh
And I remember
my
I hung out with
God.
you and we watched it a bunch and I saw it in theaters. And really all I remember is a very dead inside Neil Peart saying a drum solo of life.
Dude, I fucking love that part. I love that movie. It's so stupid. Like they could have broken it down and made it a singular season of Aqua Teen. Like,
Does Jelly Jiggler count as a Christmas episode because Meatwad gets a gift?
Jelly Jiggler.
Or Jigglebilly, sorry.
Oh, I'm Jigglebilly.
Jelly
I'm
Jiggler
Jigglebilly.
is like isn't Jelly Jiggler
Jelly
like
Jiggler's from Bobo Bobo Bobo.
There you go.
Oh, that's where I
Yeah.
remember that name from. Okay.
That's a series.
I was like, I remember this name from somewhere, but like nothing's happening.
Oh,
I played as
I got-
I played as him in Jump Ultimate Stars.
that goddamn.
Oh my
that-
god, I love that
that-
game. You
Yeah.
played as
God
Jelly
damn
Jiggler in
show.
Jump Ultimate Stars. He wasn't in that game.
Yeah, he was. He was an assist.
Yeah, but you don't play as Jelly Jin.
No,
You
but
play
he
as
was really
Bulma.
good because he would come out and freeze, and you would break him, and the shards would fly at the other players and freeze them.
Talk about another goddamn game that was so cool that we never get in the States ever.
Yeah,
It was
it's
we used to
so
have so much fun with
smart.
that game. For those of you who aren't weeb trash, like Bishop and myself, Jump Ultimate Stars was a fun game on the Nintendo DS where you could make a manga panel out of a bunch of characters and assists and buffs and whatever. You piece together a manga panel in a finite amount of space, and then that's like a deck of characters and shit that you play with in a versus like Arena Fighter, like a 2D Smash, like 2D graphic Smash, because Smash I guess is 2D. Anyway, it was a fantastic game. Feel free, go on the internet, illegally download it, try it out on an NDS emulator. You won't regret it.
It's real good.
I enjoy that a bunch.
You guys are weeb trash, and I'm not.
Well, the fun thing
Listen,
about
I am recovered weeb trash. My phase was very small. I've never even seen Death Note, so you know.
I started on Death Note and then I had it spoiled for me, so I was like, "There's no point. We're done. Pack it up, kiddos."
There was Death Note went the same way as My Chemical Romance in my teen years, where I was just like looking at all the people that enjoyed it and went, "I'm good."
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. But like looking back, like my wife really likes My Chemical Romance, and so it comes. Well, she's not crazy about them, but she was the one that brought me back into trash boy emo punk punk rock, that whole thing.
What even is that band name?
My Chemical Romance.
What, My Chemical Romance?
No, I just what does it even mean?
My Chemical Romance?
It means teenagers scare the living shit out of him, Adam.
No, isn't a chemical romance like when you're like fucked up and you have sex?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm not an Ed Lord. There's
Edge Lord. I just don't
we
get
have to ask our special friend Julian what it means.
Julie.
I bet he can explain it. I want to have him on the show. I feel like there's a fair amount of memery he could bring to the table. Got to get him in on it.
I want to get Steven on the show at some point whenever he's not asleep.
Oh, I thought you meant Julian from fucking Oni Plays. I was like, yeah, okay, good luck with that.
Yeah, no, I'm friends with Julian from Oni Plays. No, I mean Juleezy, Jujubee, Jew Hunter, bro.
Oh man,
everything he posts on Facebook. I only like with the sad face now.
If Julian, if you're listening to this, you are a fine person and all, but it's just like I played Overwatch with him and Chance, and they were just like memes and cuck and the blah 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 every fucking 5 seconds. Yeah, you played with them too, and I was just like, guys, Jesus fucking Christ, like,
yeah, I
just got cooked, bro. I got cooked, and it's like, dude, oh my god,
like those guys.
What a character!
I know, right?
like
He's so
guys.
funny because he
They're
uses
fun.
cuck.
Shout outs to Julian and Chance. Miss and love both you guys.
Get a PS4 and you can play video games with them.
I love those guys. Those guys are great. Julian, Chance, love you guys.
They need to just. I've told them before. They need to be less meme lords. They need to cut back the memery just a little bit.
You can never cut back the memery.
No, it needs to be cut back.
the memory.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful night. This has been Weabop.
Merry Christmas.
Next time on Weabop,
Merry Cuckmas.
Probably-
Question mark?
it'll be after Christmas.
It's Merry Cuckmas.
No. That's the title. I'm gonna murder you.
I really want to.
I will call a satellite strike on whatever mountain you're living in Georgia. All you'll hear is "Bring the pain, bring the pain."
Oh god, man. I'm just like imagining some like guy coming home from work and Santa Claus is fucking his tree.
What?
Ooh, Santa cuck. I love it.
Yeah.
God. I'm muting my microphone and just removing myself from this conversation.
Oh man. Oh no. Okay, so what else is there to talk about? We are sitting at. Oh my god, get that shit out of here. We are sitting at the... Oh, we got like 5 minutes. We're in the last little bit. So, guys, topic for next time.
Oh.
The topic for next episode. Well, I mean, I don't know.
No, because you said beat up a Frenchman last time, and that we couldn't even think of anything to talk about as far as beating Frenchmen. Because none of us have any experience. There's no relevant Frenchman right now to beat. It's a bad topic.
I have an idea.
Okay, Shane.
Well, since it's going to be after Christmas and towards the New Year's, I was going to say things we're looking to for next year.
Oh.
Up to and including releases such as Monster Hunter World, Indivisible, that new fucking Catherine game. What the fuck was that about? I actually wanted to talk about it, but fucking comic books!
Dragon Ball Fighters. There's the
Dragon Ball Fighters.
New release of Under Night In-Birth on the PS4.
Boku no Hero Season 3, One Punch Man Season 2.
Also the new arena fighter for My Hero Academia. Oh, and if Christian would come up with a character in the Rises system, maybe we could even get the My Hero Academia RPG going.
I actually have an idea for a fucking My Hero Academia OC fucking...
Well then, dude, maybe you should join in on this role-playing game. We're hoping to maybe even have it as part of the podcast.
Don't steal my character, guys!
He's the fucking most edgiest, stupidest thing I have ever come up with, but he only works in the Boku no Hero universe, so it's fine.
Is it Stain? Are you just going to be playing as Stain?
No, it's...
Because he's about as edgy as they come, literally.
Okay, no, he's literally like... He's like an adult version of Yo Sakura from Shaman King.
Okay.
Oh.
So he has telekinetic powers, and his fucking... Oh, God. His name is Psycho Soldier.
Of course
spelled
it is.
PSO.
Of course it is.
I fucking... No, I'm done. I'm gone. Goodbye.
No, I'm just fucking with you, dude.
He left. He's going. He's out of here. He's out of here.
All right. Well, on that note, next week on Weabop, we're going to do what Shane wants. Oh.
Okay.
Well, yeah, next week on Weabop, what are we going to look forward to?
Next time on Weabop, I'm gonna hassle Christian into making his character on the podcast if he hasn't.
I know I said it on Messenger, but I might as well say it on here too. Next Sunday, since technically that is Christmas Eve, I might not be able to show up for that.
What if like me and Christian kicked open like the door of your house like with ski masks on, and we just like bound and gagged you and dragged you out the house, and then like threw you in a van, and then we just started recording the podcast while just driving away?
We would have 90 minutes tops before the authorities found you.
Well, it's a good thing that the podcast is 70 minutes long.
Right? We can have you back home in bed really quick.
Yeah.
40 minutes if Mark isn't like, pissed enough.
Okay, so one last question, everybody.
Yeah.
One last question. What would you rather do? Play 24 hours of Tetris with one monotone beep as the background music, or stick your hand in a mousetrap real quick?
Let's stick my hand in a mousetrap real quick.
With what was the song you cut out for me?
Oh, for the background music for Tetris is just one monotone beep, just beep.
I'd play Tetris.
You can't control the volume. If you try to turn it down, it just gets louder.
Oh, so it fucking Yancats me? Alright, well, Tetris still, because I can do 24
You can do
hours of
psychological
Tetris.
pain, just not physical pain.
Yes, I've done some shit to myself. I can deal with psychological pain a lot better than physical pain.
Alright, what about you, Adam?
I'd play Monster Hunter because fuck you, Bob.
He just cut out, what a bastard. I would stick my face
he hung up.
I would stick my face in the mousetrap and then play Tetris.
But for real though, I'd probably pick Tetris.
You ruined my outro, you bastard!
Would you just?